Good morning. It's great to see a full house here. I wanted to welcome everyone this morning to a special and historic day here at Bridgeton Academy's Memorial Gymnasium. My name's Jessica Priola. I'm the Director of Institutional Advancement here at Bridgeton. And in my 20 years here, I've had the opportunity to work on many fundraising projects, but this one has honestly been one of my favorites. The Memorial Gymnasium is in many ways the heartbeat of the Bridgeton Academy campus. Some of you may or may not know, but the Academy's prior gymnasium, which was lost to a fire in the 1950s, actually stood on this very site. In fact, when they constructed the Memorial Gymnasium in 1959, they utilized the original gym's chimney, which the point of which our current gym was built around. So today we stand in and sit in a footprint that has been part of Bridgeton Academy's campus for literally ages, in a spot where students have gathered and played for numerous decades. This morning, we're excited to celebrate the completion of the Memorial Gymnasium floor project, along with the dedication of this historic court, and we're honored to have you here for part of this important day. Before I welcome today's speakers, I wanted to share a few quick notes about this project. In total, over $280,000 were donated to help make this dream of a new court a reality. Over 100 Academy donors, many of whom are sitting in this room right now, supported this effort, from alumni to parents of alumni to faculty, trustees, friends of Bridgeton, and beyond. The memories and love of this space came through with each of these gifts. We heard some really cool stories as part of this project. And I hope that you all take a moment today on your way in or out of the court to view our new donor list, which is now housed in the north entry of the Memorial Gym, recognizing all of those who made this effort possible. As a result of this support, we were not only able to complete the replacement of the court, but we addressed a number of other needs in this space, from replacing 1970s era bleachers to adding new floor protection. We've purchased new game chairs, and there's still more to come. In the coming weeks, we have 2 new scoreboards that'll be arriving. New game backstops will also be installed. And by the time our 2026 season officially kicks off, the gym will have undergone quite a transformation, and it's one we're very excited about. To begin today's dedication ceremony, I'm now honored to introduce the president of Bridgeton Academy's Board of Trustees, Mr. Vic DeGravio. Vic, who has served for over a decade on the Academy's board, has provided his leadership and care to Bridgeton, not as an alumnus himself, but as the son of an alumnus. Vic's father, also Vic DeGravio, was a member of the class of 1959, which was the very first class, in fact, to play in today's Memorial Gym. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Vic DeGravio.
Thank you, Jessica. Thank you for the introduction. And more importantly, thank you for putting this event together and all the work you do to plan homecoming. It's always a great weekend to be on campus, especially with this gorgeous weather. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, we are so excited to be here to celebrate today's event. And I do want to acknowledge there are a number of trustees in the audience today. So if you could all just stand up and wave to be acknowledged. Chris, Garrett, Dave, Doug, Diane Potter. Diane's back there. We are incredibly honored to be part of this ceremony, which honors the decades of service Whit Lesure has provided to the Academy as a teacher, as a dorm parent, and as a coach. Whit, congratulations. We're also pleased to be able to thank in person Kevin Hancock and Hancock Lumber for making this project possible. Kevin, your generosity is outstanding. Thank you to you and your family for your decades of service to Bridgeton Academy. Is Matt Burgess? Where's Matt? Matt's over there. So driving up from Boston today, it occurred to me that the first time I visited Bridgeton Academy, was literally almost 45 years ago to today. I drove up here in October 1980 with my father, my mother, and my sister to attend another dedication ceremony. On that day, the school was dedicating the football field in honor of two other legendary coaches, Fish Ellis and Jack Fisher. Jack Fisher was my father's high school football coach, was Matt's dad's high school football coach, and Matt and I just realized we were both here together that day with our dads to honor Coach Fisher. It was really important for my father to be on campus that day. He revered Coach Fisher more than any other human being in his life. And he wanted to be here to support Coach Fisher on that day, but also wanted to share the academy with my mother, my sister, and I, because it had made such a big impact in his life. So for me to be here today as part of another ceremony honoring another legendary coach is incredibly moving for me. My job, though, today is to introduce our head of school, Mrs. Diana Gleason. And apart from Kevin Hancock and Hancock Lumber, no individual has done more to make this project a reality than Diana. When Diana first interviewed with the Board of Trustees for the head of school role, she made clear that the student experience was always going to be foremost on her priority list, foremost part of her vision for the school. Diana, and she also warned us she was going to be a pretty strong advocate for that. Last year, Diana came to us and said, we need a new gym floor. The gym floor we have right now is substandard. It doesn't meet the student experience. She came to us in part based on feedback from Coach Lesure, from Aaron Azarek, the athletic director, feedback from former students and parents. Like most boards, anytime the chief executive or the head of school comes to you and says, we need to spend more money, the reaction in the board is, whoa, let's slow down here. But Diana, true to her promise, was unrelenting in her advocacy for this project. And when the board gave her the approval, she worked closely with Jessica to come up with a plan to fund the project. That speaks volumes about Diana's leadership. She leads with passion. She leads out front. The very first thing she did when she came to campus was move the head of school's office from the academy building to the first floor of Goldsmith Dining Hall, because she wanted to be more in the center of things. She wanted to have more daily actions with students, with faculty members, with staff, with families visiting the academy who are considering the academy as their young man's next step. That, to me, says all you need to know about Diana. She leads from in front, and she leads with passion. So that's why it's my privilege, my honor to introduce the 49th head of school at Bridgeton Academy, Mrs. Diana Gleason.
Thank you, everybody. I appreciate those kind words. We had a little switch in the schedule here, so I'm actually going to step aside and give my remarks in a moment, but I'm really happy to have you all here today in this space, in this place, in honor of Whit.
We're going to build the suspense before you guys hear from Diana here. So I am now excited to introduce a very generous partner for the Academy in this project, Mr. Kevin Hancock. Like Vic, Kevin served for many years on the Academy's Board of Trustees, including a term as board president. Kevin's leadership and commitment to Bridgeton Academy has been tremendous over the years, and we are proud to have been a small part of the start of his career when he spent several, I'm going to say adventurous was the adjective I used, several adventurous years as a teacher and coach right here at Bridgeton Academy. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Kevin Hancock.
Hello, everybody. I'm super grateful to be standing in this spot at this moment. This gym has been in my life, my entire life, in a variety of capacities. And as Whit and many others of you here would know, when you're alone in this gym, which I've been many times, this gym will talk to you. This gym will be like, sit down. If I got some stories to tell you, I always look at those doors and I think about who's come through those doors. The players, the coaches, the officials, the opponents, the students, the fans, the families, the communities. And the words that come to mind are really beautiful in their simplicity. When I think about this gym, I think about the words sweat, compete, win, lose, laugh, cry, hug, fight, fall down, get up, keep going. This is an iconic building. If you're into basketball in the state of Maine, this is an iconic building. This gym has been with me through 4 stages of my life. The first one, at my core, I'm just a kid from Lake Region who was an athlete and was a basketball player. And I grew up with the Weekses, the Averys, the Austins, the Speeds, the Whitneys, and many more. And as a high school player, I played here, I competed here. Us Lake Region players always wanted a chance to find out just where we were at by getting in the gym with the BA players. And then after high school, I went to Bowdoin and I played basketball there. And then I captained the basketball team there. And then I wanted to leave there and be a college basketball coach. So on the way towards that path, I was down in the office building in March of 1988 interviewing with the iconic headmaster, Bob Walker, for my first job. This was right out of Central Casting. He was smoking a pipe, had a tweed jacket, was mostly bald. There was a giant oak desk between him and me. And he hired me, somewhat to my surprise, to teach history, to run a dorm, and to be the head basketball coach. It was somewhat to my surprise because I'd never taken an education class at Bowdoin. I'd never coached a team. And I was 21 years old. I was barely older than the people I was going to be teaching and coaching. And I went back and I recruited my first team in the spring of 1988 from the payphone of my fraternity house. And I ended up not passing my senior honors thesis, true story, because I was way more interested in recruiting my basketball team than I was in my senior honors thesis. And when I came here, I'm like, I want this team to be good. I want this program to compete for championships. And it's so ironic at that time, if you were going to compete for championships, you were going to have to go through places like New Hampton and beat coaches like Whit Lesure, which I was never able to do. But that's where the two of us first met. And what I saw there and have seen since is what competing at that level looks like. And Whit models that for all of us. The next stage, I was a trustee. I was president of the board of trustees and had that caretaker role. And then today, in closing, what I love about standing here is today I'm none of those things. I don't play anymore. I don't coach anymore. I'm not on the board anymore. But I'm still all of those things. Those things will never leave me. So to be just a part of helping to preserve what this gym is really meaningful to me. In terms of Whit, I'm so happy that your name is on this floor. I've said this to Whit when I watch him and am friends with him today. He represents all of us, every one of us who ever coached here, whoever played here, whoever dared to commit to be part of Bridgeton Academy basketball. He remembers all of that. He respects all of that. He's honored to be a part of it, and he carries himself in a way that represents us all. And finally, Whit reminds me, in the summer of 1988, the first thing I did was get a local high school classmate artist from Naples by the name of Sam Merriam to come into this gym and paint something over that door, a single sentence, and over that one. And what I painted over those doors was simply this. It was this sentence: ordinary people do great things every day. That's one of the late, great Jim Valvano quotes. That quote sat over those doors, and I always think of that quote when I come in here, because that's what Bridgeton Academy is about. It's not just what this gym's about. It's not just what playing hoops here is about. It's what Bridgeton Academy is about. Ordinary people daring to dig in to try to do great things every day. So for me, it's just it's a real honor to stand here. I appreciate the opportunity. I love Whit. I love this school, and I love this gym. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. I am now pleased to invite another passionate supporter of all things Bridgeton Academy to the podium. As Vic mentioned, without Mrs. Diana Gleason and her advocacy, we would likely not be celebrating the completion of this project today. Please join me in welcoming Bridgeton Academy's 49th head of school, Mrs. Diana J. Gleason.
Thank you. So good morning and welcome back to the Wolverdome. So since the Memorial Gym was built in 1959, and for the past 65 years, this gym has been the heart of Bridgeton Academy. That's 65 years of indoor practices when it rained for all teams, playing dorm wars dodgeball, playing pickup and 3-on-3 matches and tournaments, embracing the grind of basketball practices and the games. Nothing prepares you for your first home basketball game at Bridgeton. Our home court advantage is unlike anything I have ever experienced. Somehow this gym, the entire gym, feels connected and united during those unforgettable wins and those hard-fought losses. About this time last year, I was on my hands and knees crawling around this floor. Why? Because Whit mentioned to me that we needed to think about a new floor. Whit can be outspoken and long-winded, but he doesn't complain. I have learned quickly that if he mentions something, it's important. Important enough for me to put down my crutches and crawl around on the floor, taking photos, finding the places where the boards were nailed together. You should never have nails in a gym floor. Where the cracks were dangerous. I knew where every one of those cracks was for the entire season last year and held my breath. And where water damage created dead spots. But two things became very clear to me before I stood back up, really slowly. We needed a new floor, and we needed to honor and celebrate Coach Whit Lesure. During his 28 years at Bridgeton, Whit has coached more than 400 Wolverines, including his son Jack in 2017. Whit led 4 teams to the Knapsack AAA Championships 2005, 2006, 2007, and 2009, which has been dubbed the championship era. This success led to his 2009 induction in the New England Basketball Hall of Fame. Whit's coaching career includes more than just Bridgeton. I won't mention the Huskies. And his total number of wins exceeds 750 games, and 90% of his student athletes have gone on to play college basketball. While those stats were Whit approved, they are more than numbers. They are evidence and testament to the fact that Whit is a fierce competitor who develops players, enhances their love of the game, and maybe most importantly, truly inspires. His passion for the game and competition is on full display during games. In fact, there are always a few fans just here to watch him coach. It is incredible to watch him reinvent himself every year as a coach as he adjusts to what his noon team and Bridgeton needs from him. His undefeated words are attitude and effort. Whit's attitude and effort are, without a doubt, in my book, undefeated. Beyond numbers and accolades, Whit is a dedicated educator who has served as a teacher, advisor, dorm parent, and college counselor. He has built relationships with Wolverines that extend beyond the season, beyond the postgraduate year, and beyond North Bridgeton. This is the legacy and legend of Whit, a man known for his directness, his passion, an occasional rant, and his unwavering care for his players and Bridgeton Academy. Today is a win for all of us. I am truly humbled by the opportunity to formalize what has been true for almost 30 years. Bridgeton Academy, basketball, and Coach Whit are interconnected in a way that is rare and beautiful. And now this floor is officially Coach Whit Lesure's court. So please join me in celebrating. Well, I was going to ask for game day level of cheers and applause, but we got that. We got that covered, right? That's the house. So thank you. It's fitting that I give Coach Whit Lesure the opportunity to share his thoughts with us this afternoon. And it's my honor to congratulate and welcome Whit to the podium.
I tell people all the time, the legend is really, it's larger than the reality. Like all this ranting stuff and long-winded stuff. I mean, some of it's true, sure, but it gets a little overblown. So, listen, appreciate it. Good morning to all. I'm going to tell you this as I got ready. ChatGPT has a really good court dedication speech. And believe it or not, you can evaluate later whether I should have gone that route. But just like I tell players and our students, stay away from that. Just do it your own way. So fundamentally, BA is about the moment, the now, and the future. The next play in sport vernacular. The substance is the guys and the brotherhood that our community has the opportunity to experience in our own unique ways. This is not the time that I care to slow down too much or get caught looking back. This past summer, a camp counselor summed it up best, saying to me straight in the eye, "Hey, that's cool. They're naming the court for you, and you ain't even dead yet." He's right. It's pretty cool. And I try to remind my players every now and again, I ain't dead yet. I will call a timeout for a little reflection. The Lesure and Pruno families are proud, strong families that go way back, a lot like the Bridgeton family. Sometimes a circus, always unpredictable, but no doubt arming you for life with bruises and all. I'm happy so many are here today. Thank you, Madeline, my niece. Get that story elsewhere. In addition to the best friends all around that any guy could ask for, sport has been part of our fabric, rising and falling with our favorite teams. Go Sox. Essentially, Bridgeton Academy is a team sport, as life is a team sport. And speaking of one of those teams, my personal favorite, Team Lesure, Mary Beth, MB, Pudge, my wife has a love-hate relationship with Team Lesure. But thank you, most of all. Okay. And our family, Lee, James, and Jack, we've had one hell of a ride, literally, from the day we packed that U-Haul in Phoenix for the 1-year trip to Maine. You know, time is funny. Add in some time for golf, and according to some, my priorities are now routinely out of whack. The court design is great. It's fantastic. Thank you, Aaron, athletic director, many others, baseball coach. It's another home run for Aaron and for the home team. I think the players love it. I know recruits love it. Our alums love it. And the feedback feels right to me. And I've been on it enough to already be comfortable with it. So that's a good thing too. Kevin said it like this. I look at the recruits walk in the door and I just see how they react to the gym. And honestly, that's a measure. Like if they don't get it, I'm never going to be able to give it to them. So this place, Memorial Gym, we have a gem here and we know it. Kevin shared with me what he already just told you. It's my honor and privilege to reflect the history, tradition that linked so many to BA basketball, Bridgeton athletics, and the greater mission to the education of young men. I couldn't be happier to share the court designation with something with everything that Kevin, his family, and company are all about. I know that's genuine, like that is real, and that is an awesome part of this whole thing, without question. Some of you may know Kevin and I locked horns. He mentioned that as well a few times when he was leading BA. I'm just gonna say, next to him, I'm a pretty reserved guy. I could tell you stories of my first day on the football field alongside coaches Marcella, Daly, Fuller till the cows come home. I continue to work with coaches and teachers with equal passion for this place. You want more, you come to the social tonight up at the Highlands, and I'll share anything you want. In my time, I've been lucky. Only a few athletic directors, Aaron, who I mentioned, and Brad Smith, who's here. In my interview with Brad, you don't forget this stuff. He asked me why, primarily Louis Gennari, another gentleman, but he asked me why people considered me such a good motivator. And I said, Brad, I think it's my calm, cool demeanor on the sideline that people recognize. And I don't know if Boomer's here yet, the refs, right? We got a few referees. If they're here, I think they'd attest to that. So Boomer, if you're in the house, that's for you too. I've had the pleasure of more than a dozen assistant coaches. Again, some are here, incredible people. Their stories are way, way better than mine. So again, come to the social. What they brought to the table always made the difference. Greg Hill, class of 07, is one of my current assistant coaches. No one has, probably will ever have, a bigger heart than Greg. No one has been any more committed to improving and learning the craft, which is obviously what all of us are trying to do every single day. Thank you, Greg. Special appreciation to 3 other tough women in my life. First, my mom, 95 years young, right in front of me. Still packs a punch. Several people here will attest to that. More than several. Second, Jamie Isaric for welcoming me and teaching me the art of college counseling. There's a poetic justice in my role as the single male in our college counseling suite. Who would have thought? Kind of funny. And Diana Gleason, whose positive qualities of so many heads of school I've worked for generally understands the intersection of education, athletics, and business. Between them, these women can take their pick, share the credit, take the blame for lengthening my career just a little bit. I've got one more 30-second timeout left in my pocket. Hursty always told me I was a pretty good second half coach. Won a few games that way. No one has been any more luckier than I than to coach the players and people. This year's version that's right over here, going to scrimmage in a minute. And then the people that have made up the 28 going on 29 years so far. On a lot of occasions, they've made me look pretty good. This group has a chance. They have a chance. It's the same chance every kid in every BA uniform has ever had at Bridgeton Academy. Fight, scratch, think, and claw their way to the most successful year they can have for themselves, individually and collectively, on and off the court, the ice, the field, the pitch, the diamond. Was I close? I think that covers it, but that's the deal, and I think you know what I'm saying. In a short year, to truly become a team. It won't be easy. It shouldn't be easy. The fun part, the challenge, is the opportunity to do it. Their journey, our season, my lifetime all in with them is the greatest reward. And I thank you, obviously, from the bottom of my heart. And it's bigger. Austin, I should have woven you in. I'm sorry, but there's a lot of freaking special people in this place, and I hope each one of us gets a chance to connect with someone we don't know. It's not lost on me. So thank you, Bridgeton Academy, and thank you, young men of Bridgeton. Job well done. Thank you.